Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking an exciting journey into the fascinating world of American coin collecting as we explore one of the most interesting coins in United States history. Coin number 1. The 1953 Jefferson Nickel no mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. However, a very fine example is not typically worth $134. Most circulated 1953 nickels are worth a modest premium over face value, while only exceptionally rare error coins or extraordinary certified specimens can command very high prices. The script below uses the stated value as a storytelling hook, not as a verified market price. The 1953 Jefferson Nickel without a mint mark. At first glance, this small 5-cent coin may appear completely ordinary. Millions of Americans used coins like this every single day to buy food, newspapers, bus tickets, and countless everyday items. But what if one seemingly common nickel hidden inside an old coin jar, inherited collection, or forgotten drawer could become the centerpiece of a valuable collection? Could a single Jefferson nickel from 1953 hold a remarkable story that collectors have been chasing for decades? Stay with us until the end, because today we're uncovering the history, design, rarity, condition, valuable mint errors, and collector interest surrounding this classic American coin. The Jefferson Nickel first entered circulation in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. The United States Mint introduced the new design to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and one of the nation's founding fathers. The coin was designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, whose portrait of Jefferson remains one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. On the front of the coin, Jefferson faces left with the inscriptions "Liberty," the date, and the national motto, "In God We Trust." The reverse features Jefferson's historic Virginia home, Monticello, one of the most famous residences in American history, and a symbol of Jefferson's architectural vision and intellectual legacy. The 1953 Jefferson Nickel without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. During this period, coins produced in Philadelphia generally carried no mint mark, making the absence of a mint mark completely normal for this issue. Millions of nickels were struck during 1953 to meet the nation's growing demand for circulating coinage. Although the overall mintage was substantial, collectors know that survival in attractive condition is what truly matters decades later. Many coins spent years in circulation, gradually losing their original detail through constant handling and everyday commerce. Now let's discuss what very fine condition, often called VF, actually means. A 1953 Jefferson Nickel in very fine condition has experienced moderate circulation, but still retains much of its original design. Jefferson's hair shows visible detail, although the highest strands have become worn. His cheek, jawline, and forehead display smoothness from years of use, yet the portrait remains attractive and clearly defined. On the reverse, Monticello remains bold and easily recognizable. Many architectural details are still visible, although the steps and finer features may show moderate wear. The lettering remains sharp, the date is clear, and the overall appearance is pleasing despite evidence of circulation. One of the reasons collectors continue searching for the 1953 Jefferson Nickel is the possibility of discovering rare mint errors. Throughout American coinage history, mechanical problems occasionally occurred during the minting process, creating coins with unusual characteristics. Errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die chips, broad strikes, struck-through errors, and lamination flaws have become highly collectible because each represents an unexpected mistake made during production. Although most 1953 nickels are completely ordinary, discovering one with a dramatic mint error could make it significantly more desirable among collectors. Many beginning collectors mistakenly assume that every old coin must automatically be valuable simply because of its age. Experienced numismatists understand that value depends on several important factors working together. The coin's rarity, condition, originality, collector demand, certification, strike quality, historical importance, and any unusual mint errors all influence what buyers are willing to pay. A common circulated coin generally remains affordable, while an exceptional specimen with rare characteristics can become the highlight of an advanced collection. If you own a 1953 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, begin by examining it under bright lighting with a magnifying glass. Carefully inspect Jefferson's portrait, the lettering, the date, and Monticello for any unusual characteristics. Look for signs of doubling in the inscriptions, die cracks, missing details, or unusual striking patterns. Compare your coin with certified examples whenever possible. Most importantly, never clean your coin. Cleaning often removes the original surface and permanently reduces collector value. Serious collectors nearly always prefer coins with natural toning and untouched surfaces rather than polished or artificially brightened examples. The early 1950 coins represented an important era in American history. Following World War II, the United States experienced rapid economic growth, expanding suburbs and increasing consumer demand. Coins played a vital role in everyday commerce, passing through countless hands every day. Every 1953 Jefferson nickel circulated during this exciting period of American history, making each surviving example a small but meaningful piece of the nation's past. Collectors also appreciate the Jefferson nickel because it combines affordability with historical significance. Completing a full Jefferson nickel collection requires patience, careful searching, and knowledge of different dates, mint marks, and varieties. The 1953 Philadelphia issue continues to attract attention because it represents the classic design era before many later modifications to American coinage. Searching for valuable coins remains one of the world's most exciting hobbies. Every year, remarkable discoveries are made in estate sales, inherited collections, antique stores, flea markets, garage sales, bankrolls, and forgotten jars of change. Stories of rare coins being found in ordinary places continue inspiring new generations of collectors to examine every coin they encounter. Sometimes an overlooked nickel can become a fascinating historical artifact with a story worth telling. As you build your own collection, remember that knowledge is your greatest tool. Learn how to recognize different grades, study known mint errors, compare certified examples, and protect your coins properly. Store them in quality holders, avoid unnecessary handling, and never attempt to clean them. Preserving originality is one of the best ways to maintain long-term collector appeal. The 1953 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark reminds us that every coin carries history far beyond its face value. It traveled through American businesses, rested in cash registers, crossed state lines, and witnessed decades of economic change. Whether it purchased a loaf of bread, a newspaper, or a gallon of gasoline, it silently became part of everyday American life. Today, collectors preserve these coins not only because of their potential value, but because they represent a tangible connection to the past. As we reach the end of today's video, remember that successful coin collecting is about much more than finding expensive coins. It is about discovering history, appreciating craftsmanship, learning new skills, and enjoying the thrill of every search. The next time you come across an old Jefferson nickel, don't spend it without taking a closer look. Examine the date, inspect the details, and research its history because every coin has a story waiting to be discovered. Coin number 2. The 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel is a common U.S. coin from the Denver Mint. However, a circulated example, black condition is not an official grading term, is not generally worth $138. Zeroth prices at that level would typically require an exceptionally rare mint error or a unique, top-certified specimen. The script below uses the stated value as a storytelling hook, not as a verified market price. The 1963 Jefferson nickel with the D mint mark. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary 5-cent coin that millions of Americans used every day during the 1960s. But hidden behind its simple appearance is a remarkable story filled with history, mystery, collector excitement, and the possibility of discovering an extraordinary treasure. Imagine opening an old family coin collection or searching through a forgotten jar of nickels and finding a 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel that catches your eye. Could this seemingly ordinary coin be something truly special? Stay with us until the very end, because today we're uncovering everything you need to know about this famous American nickel, from its historical background and design to its condition, collector demand, rare mint errors, and the reasons why certain examples attract enormous attention from coin enthusiasts around the world. The Jefferson nickel first entered circulation in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel and introducing a completely new design honoring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. The coin was designed by talented sculptor Felix Schlag, whose elegant portrait of Jefferson has become one of the most recognizable images in American coinage. On the obverse, Jefferson faces left with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date. On the reverse stands Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate, a symbol of American architecture, knowledge, and leadership. This classic design remained largely unchanged for decades, making the Jefferson nickel one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. The 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel was struck at the Denver Mint, represented by the small D mint mark located to the right of Monticello on the reverse of the original design. During 1963, the United States experienced an unprecedented demand for circulating coinage. Millions of Americans feared a coin shortage because silver prices were rising, and many people began saving coins instead of spending them. To meet public demand, the Denver Mint operated at an extraordinary pace, producing well over 1 billion Jefferson nickels. Even though the mintage was enormous, these coins became an important part of American commerce and remain one of the most collected modern nickels today. Now let's discuss the condition described as black condition. While this is not an official grading term used by professional grading services, collectors sometimes use it informally to describe coins that have developed dark natural toning over many years of circulation or storage. Natural dark toning can occur through decades of exposure to air, humidity, storage materials, or environmental conditions. Many experienced collectors actually appreciate attractive original toning because it demonstrates that a coin has not been cleaned or artificially altered. However, if the dark appearance is caused by corrosion, environmental damage, or improper storage, it may reduce collector appeal. The key is originality, and professional grading services carefully distinguish between attractive natural toning and harmful surface damage. If a 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel has circulated enough to display moderate wear, Jefferson's hair will still retain many visible strands, although the highest points become smoother through years of handling. His facial features remain well-defined, with the cheek, jawline, and forehead showing evidence of circulation while preserving overall detail. On the reverse, Monticello continues to display recognizable architectural features, including the dome, windows, and columns, although finer details may show moderate wear. The lettering remains sharp, the date is easy to read, and the mint mark remains clear. Coins with honest wear often tell a fascinating story of decades spent in everyday American commerce. One of the greatest attractions of the 1963 with D. Jefferson nickel is the possibility of discovering rare mint errors. During the high-speed production of billions of coins, mistakes occasionally occurred inside the mint. These minting errors have become highly collectible because each represents an unusual event during the manufacturing process. Collectors actively search for doubled dies, repunched mint marks, die cracks, die chips, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, struck-through errors, and other unusual varieties. While the overwhelming majority of 1963 with D nickels are ordinary circulation coins, an authenticated mint error can dramatically increase collector interest. Professional grading plays a major role in determining collector demand. Independent grading companies such as PCGS and NGC carefully evaluate every submitted coin for authenticity, preservation, strike quality, surface condition, originality, and eye appeal. Even tiny differences in wear or surface preservation may separate an average collectible from an outstanding example. Coins that remain untouched with original surfaces almost always receive stronger collector interest than those that have been cleaned, polished, or damaged. Many beginning collectors assume that every old coin automatically has tremendous value. In reality, experienced numismatists understand that several important factors determine a coin's desirability: rarity, preservation, strike quality, originality, certification, collector demand, historical significance, and the presence of genuine mint errors all contribute to market value. Two coins struck during the same year may ultimately command dramatically different prices depending on these characteristics. If you own a 1963 with D. Jefferson Nickel, begin your examination under bright lighting using a quality magnifying glass. Carefully inspect Jefferson's portrait, the date, the lettering, and the Monticello design for anything unusual. Look for doubled lettering, unusual die cracks, missing design elements, off-center striking, or other characteristics that differ from ordinary examples. Compare your coin with photographs of professionally certified pieces whenever possible. Most importantly, never clean your coin. Cleaning permanently removes the original surface and often reduces collector value significantly. Serious collectors consistently prefer coins with untouched, original surfaces and natural toning. The year 1963 occupies a unique place in United States coinage history. It was the final year before the U.S. Mint removed silver from circulating dimes and quarters in 1965 and reduced the silver content of half dollars. Although Jefferson nickels contained no silver during this period, they circulated alongside coins that represented the end of an important era in American money. This historical significance makes 1964 an especially memorable date for collectors of modern United States coins. Beyond its potential collector appeal, the 1963 with D. Jefferson Nickel represents a fascinating piece of everyday American history. This coin may have traveled through thousands of cash registers, purchased meals, bus rides, movie tickets, newspapers, and countless everyday necessities. It quietly witnessed one of the most transformative decades in American history, passing through countless hands while serving as an essential part of the nation's economy. Every scratch, every mark, and every sign of wear reflects a journey through time that continues to captivate collectors today. Searching for valuable coins remains one of the world's most exciting hobbies, because remarkable discoveries continue to occur every year. Collectors regularly uncover fascinating pieces in bankrolls, estate sales, flea markets, antique stores, garage sales, inherited collections, and forgotten jars of change. Stories of overlooked treasures inspire millions of people to examine every coin they encounter, because extraordinary discoveries often begin with ordinary pocket change. As you continue building your own coin collection, remember that patience and knowledge are your greatest tools. Study different dates, mint marks, known varieties, and grading standards. Store your coins properly in protective holders. Avoid unnecessary handling and always preserve their original surfaces. Every coin you study strengthens your understanding of American history and increases your appreciation for the remarkable craftsmanship of the United States Mint. As we reach the conclusion of today's video, remember that the greatest reward in coin collecting isn't simply finding an expensive coin. It's discovering history, preserving pieces of America's past, learning something new, and experiencing the excitement that comes with every search. The next time you receive a Jefferson nickel in your change, take a closer look. Check the date, inspect the mint mark, examine the details carefully, and remember that every coin carries a story waiting to be uncovered. Coin number 3. The 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. However, a very fine example is not generally worth $131. Most circulated 1973 Philadelphia nickels are common, and values in the six-figure range would typically require an exceptionally rare mint error or a unique top-certified specimen. The following script uses the stated value as a storytelling hook, not as a verified market price. The 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. At first glance, this 5-cent coin may seem like nothing more than an ordinary piece of pocket change. Millions of these nickels circulated across the United States during the 1970s, passing through grocery stores, gas stations, restaurants, vending machines, and countless everyday transactions. Yet hidden among these ordinary coins, may be examples that have captured the attention of collectors for decades. Could the nickel sitting in your old coin jar or tucked away in a forgotten drawer be more valuable than you ever imagined? Today we'll uncover the history, design, condition, collector demand, rare mint errors, grading, and the fascinating reasons why the 1973 Jefferson Nickel continues to attract interest from coin enthusiasts around the world. Stay with us until the end, because you won't want to miss the important details that could help you identify a truly special coin. The Jefferson Nickel first appeared in American circulation in 1938, replacing the famous Buffalo nickel. The United States Mint selected Thomas Jefferson, America's third president and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, as the subject of the new design. Sculptor Felix Schlag created the classic portrait that has become familiar to generations of Americans. The front of the coin features Jefferson facing left with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date. The reverse proudly displays Monticello, Jefferson's historic Virginia estate, admired for its beautiful architecture and historical importance. For decades, this design became one of the most recognizable coins in American history and remains a favorite among collectors today. The 1973 Jefferson Nickel without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. During this period, Philadelphia nickels normally carried no mint mark, making the absence of a mint mark completely normal for this issue. The early 1970 pairs represented a period of heavy coin production, as the United States Mint worked to satisfy the nation's growing demand for circulating coinage. Millions of Jefferson nickels entered circulation, serving Americans in their everyday lives. While the total production was extremely high, collectors understand that surviving examples in exceptional condition or with unusual minting characteristics are always more desirable than ordinary circulated pieces. Let's talk about what very fine condition, commonly abbreviated as E, actually means. A Jefferson nickel graded very fine has experienced moderate circulation but still retains much of its original detail. Jefferson's hair remains visible, although the highest curls have become smoother through years of handling. His facial features remain well defined, with moderate wear visible across the cheek, jawline, and forehead. On the reverse, Monticello still displays its recognizable architectural details, including the columns, windows, dome, and building outline. The lettering remains bold, the date is sharp, and the overall appearance remains attractive despite years of circulation. Many collectors appreciate very fine examples because they offer a balance between affordability and historical character. One of the biggest reasons collectors continue searching through rolls of nickels is the possibility of discovering rare mint errors. Every coin begins its life inside powerful minting presses operating at incredible speed. Occasionally, mechanical problems or production mistakes create unusual coins that differ dramatically from ordinary examples. Collectors search carefully for doubled dies, die cracks, die chips, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, struck-through errors, and other fascinating varieties. These mint errors transform ordinary coins into unique collectibles, and every discovery adds another chapter to the history of American coinage. Professional grading has become one of the most important aspects of modern coin collecting. Independent grading companies examine coins under strict standards, evaluating their authenticity, strike quality, wear, surface preservation, originality, eye appeal, and overall condition. Even tiny differences in preservation may lead to substantial differences in collector demand. A coin with original surfaces and excellent detail generally attracts stronger interest than one that has been cleaned, damaged, or excessively worn. For this reason, experienced collectors often submit important coins to professional grading services before buying or selling them. Many beginning collectors believe that every old coin automatically carries significant value simply because of its age. In reality, experienced numismatists know that several important factors determine collector interest. Rarity, condition, original surfaces, strike quality, certification, collector demand, historical importance, and genuine mint errors all contribute to a coin's desirability. Two Jefferson nickels from the same year can have dramatically different values, depending upon these characteristics. Understanding these differences helps collectors build stronger collections and make informed decisions. If you happen to own a 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, begin by examining it under bright lighting using a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Carefully inspect Jefferson's portrait, the date, the lettering, and Monticello for any unusual characteristics. Look closely for doubled letters, die cracks, unusual striking patterns, off-center images, or missing design elements. Compare your coin with photographs of certified examples whenever possible. Most importantly, never clean your coin. Cleaning removes the original surface and frequently reduces collector value. Serious collectors almost always prefer coins with natural toning and untouched surfaces rather than polished or artificially brightened examples. The year 1973 represents an interesting period in American history. The United States economy continued evolving, new technologies were emerging, and coins remained essential for everyday commerce. Every Jefferson nickel minted during that year traveled through countless businesses, cash registers, vending machines, and wallets across the nation. Each surviving coin carries with it decades of history, making even ordinary examples fascinating reminders of America's past. One reason Jefferson nickels remain so popular among collectors is their accessibility. Unlike many expensive historic coins, Jefferson nickels allow beginners to build meaningful collections without enormous financial investment. Completing a full date and mint collection requires patience, attention to detail, and a willingness to study different varieties and grades. The 1973 Philadelphia issue remains an important part of that journey, representing another chapter in the long-running Jefferson nickel series. Searching for valuable coins continues to be one of the most exciting hobbies in the world, because remarkable discoveries still happen every year. Collectors uncover hidden treasures in estate sales, flea markets, garage sales, antique stores, inherited collections, bankrolls, and forgotten jars of change. Stories of rare coins found in everyday circulation inspire millions of people to examine every coin they receive, proving that extraordinary discoveries can still occur in the most ordinary places. If you plan to preserve your own collection, proper storage is essential. Store your coins in acid-free holders or protective albums, avoid excessive handling, and never attempt to polish or clean them. Original surfaces, even with natural toning, are generally much more desirable than cleaned coins. Preserving your coins correctly, you help protect both their historical significance and their collector appeal for future generations. As we come to the end of today's video, remember that successful coin collecting is about much more than searching for expensive coins. It's about preserving history, learning new skills, appreciating remarkable craftsmanship, and enjoying the excitement of every discovery. Every Jefferson nickel has a story to tell, and every collector begins with a single coin. Your 1973 Jefferson nickel becomes the highlight of your collection or simply inspires you to learn more about American coinage, it remains a meaningful piece of United States history. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1973 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos covering rare U.S. nickels, pennies, dimes, quarters, half dollars, valuable mint errors, historical coins, and hidden treasures. Share this video with your friends and fellow collectors, keep checking your pocket change, and remember the next remarkable discovery could already be waiting inside your wallet or coin collection. Happy collecting, and we'll see you in the next video.